Why is it easy to focus on your studies or your work only when exams are near? Why we don't feel distracted while watching movies and doing things we love? In this episode, we will deep dive into the psychology of distraction and will find practical and sustainable ways to understand and avoid distractions. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Shreyash. You're watching The Curious Kid. Let's get into it. Okay, let's start with what is distraction. Loss of attention from the necessary thing to non essential things or unwanted things is distraction. It's simple. While doing this, let's understand the psychology of distraction. To understand the psychology of distraction, we need to understand that why our brain get distracted at first. While researching about this, I found there are 3 to 4 reasons for it. The first reason can be the neural processing and neurotransmitter. Simply, our brain processes various thoughts and things at a single time, despite of knowing the fact that it is necessary thing to process or just a distraction. So brain cannot distinguish between the both. While as neurotransmitters like dopamine, which is widely discussed thing on the internet, it is also an contributing factor. Another reason that why our brain gets distracted is cognitive load. Don't worry, it's just a fancy term for multitasking. Research has found that your brain usually gets more distracted when you are doing multitasking rather than doing one task at a time. There are also a lot of reasons other than these I have found on internet, but these are the most significant and most frequent reasons that one could find. Okay, now we know about the distraction and psychology of them, but now let's find out how do we fight them. For this, the most important thing to understand is the triggers and stimulations that leads us to the distraction. These triggers can be anything like external triggers, noise, visual disturbances, or internal triggers like stress. So, for the ease of identification, we have divided these triggers into external triggers or external stimuli or internal stimuli, and then we will find a ways to prevent these. So, we will end up preventing the distraction itself. Okay, so now I want to talk about internal stimuli first because they are of more significance. Internal stimuli majorly contains thoughts, unwanted thoughts which are making you difficult to focus. Can also contain stress because of which you are not able to concentrate or focus. If your cause of not getting concentrated or focus is stress, then I have made an entire separate video about managing the stress of exams and studies. So I'll link that in the description below. But here, what I want to cover is you are not able to concentrate because of your procrastination habit or your habit of just thinking of random things while studying or any random thoughts. Okay, to understand this, let's come again to the thought experiment that why are you more concentrated or more focused when exams are near, whereas it is really difficult or relatively difficult to concentrate or focus on your work just on day to day basis. The reason behind it is what I think is lack of urgency, lack of clarity of thought. Because the fact we don't have any clear goals about our day to day task and we will end up postponing it or just not making it up to the mark. The thing we can do is that why don't we set up our own deadlines and clear goal which will help you to stay focused and create a reward system that if you meet the deadline or complete your work, you will treat yourself with that favorite thing you love to do. The other thing which I think that you can do is practice doing focus. Take a book, set a timer, set a goal of not getting distracted for a certain period of time. This technique is called time blocking, and this practice doing focus can help you to achieve that workflow you need. One of the most important thing I feel which you can do to increase your focus is that make your work more interesting. Look for the points of active understanding. which makes you love your work. But practically speaking, you can't love everything about your work. Everything can't be interesting. This is the bitter truth. And keeping all this thing in the mind, it always boils down to your willpower and discipline. If you don't have enough willpower to work, other things won't have any significant impact in your life. So we all need to find a why to study or do the specific work. Then these above mentioned things will help you to reach your goal. And this is, my friend, how we will fight our internal stimuli of distraction. Okay, the last thing. Now let's discuss about the external stimuli. I think once you dealt with the internal stimuli and found your reason to study, with a clarity in your mind, it's really easy for you to get rid of every external stimuli. The things you can do is just simply turn off your phone, get rid of unwanted notification, make your environment distractionless, and many more things like this. I'll not waste your time just by reading all tips and tricks. But remember, it always comes down to the bottom line that your willpower, your discipline is inversely proportional to the distraction you feel or distracted you feel. With that said, make sure you like for YouTube algorithms. Share this video with your friends and family who needs it. Make sure you subscribe. If that subscribe button is red, press that, it will turn gray. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.